how do you want that to materialize? Obviously, there's money available to them and there's opportunities, but what else do you want them to know?
I just want them to grow in what the foundation when we were doing. We were giving these guys a chance to get involved with the community as far as the charity outreaches and things like that. Because a lot of these guys are passionate about it already. A guy like, Harry Miller, a guy like Paris Johnson already have their own foundation to do things like that. So bringing more awareness and shedding light on that, and just giving the people opportunity to see these guys as more than just athletes, guys and girls eventually, as more than athletes.
Thanks, man.
Do you guys already have charities lined up that athletes are going to work with?
Yes. So for right now, there's the Buckeye Cruise from Cancer, my charity, my fund with the James, and then a few more in the works. So our goal is to have a solid 10 to 12 with day we launch. So to give guys the opportunity to pick between a huge background of different charities. Not going to force anyone to do anything they want to do or don't feel passionate about.
So what's your vision? Is your vision that, by the end of this year, the majority of athletes on this team are going to have opportunities through your foundation?
I think that's a realistic ideal, but it's still in the early stages of things, and we can, have a lot of goals to get to a certain point, but I don't think we're there yet. We're just looking forward to the day we launch.
Obviously, there's some crazy things going on up there with NIL right now. There was a report last week of a quarterback getting an $8 million deal.
I wish I was that quarterback.
Yeah, how are you guys kind of approaching that in terms of the recruiting element that could come into this?
Well, that's not our goal, but if a potential recruit see the things that we're doing here for the players here, I think that's going to go into recruiting itself. For example, if we are in a position where we spent, let's just say easy numbers, $1 million on the football team with players and getting involved in these different charities over this upcoming season, then that recruit can go look at that, because there's all to be public records. He can look at that and say, oh, I can be a part of that. I can be, a part of that, whatever amount of money that quarterback room got or that player just got. So I think that's going to be used as a recruiting tool in itself without intentionally using it as a recruiting tool.
Right, so you're not targeting specific recruits, you're hoping they see what you're doing and that gives them one more reason.
And I think they will, because a lot of these recruits follow a lot of these guys on social media when it comes to the football and basketball team. And, some of the things that they're going to have to do is post little things about some of the things they're doing. And I think once that catch wave and, like I said, these guys are following each other, they're going to, put two and two together.
Obviously, today is an opportunity for you as well, with NFL scouts out here and stuff like that. Where do you kind of stand in your professional career?
Yeah, still looking to get out there. Hopefully it happens this year, but if not, I know the XFLs come back next year. And if it don't happen that next year, then I'll be officially done with it. And then, but it's a thin line, because a lot of my focus right now is on the NIL world and helping the athletes of Ohio, in particular Ohio State, capitalize on their name, image, and likeness. But my dream and goal is still to play professional football.
Do you think you kind of show the scouts that you still have it?
For sure. Still, as always, still things to work on, though. So hopefully this, just open up other opportunities for me to come into one of these organizations and have a workout or a battle for a spot in camp.
What's your favorite way CJ?
It's great, man. I threw him a couple of shots this week, and I'm just like, Jesus, man. I rave about the receivers that he has, and but when you right next to him and you see how he goes through his progressions when he's just running the route and how he releases the ball, things like that, things you don't see, while you're trying to avoid guys on the football field. I'm very impressed with him.
Who's your favorite dog?
Who's my
Favorite dog?
you know who's my favorite dog.
How did it feel to be back out here?
It felt great. And I think it was a pretty cool up-close experience with the receivers, and then Teague, and then CJ, and then a couple other guys who's running around in the defense offensive drill. So it felt good to watch these guys.
When you come back here, what are the memories like when you walk through the halls and everything?
A lot. I mean, a lot of great ones. A few banners up high here, and then see the national championship banner out there, and then there's still some pictures. They ain't got rid of some of my pictures yet, right. So holding on to that. And then had an opportunity last week to bring my daughter up here. She wasn't impressed. She's more impressed with the game room. So yeah, but it brings a lot of great memories.
You mentioned that NIL is your focus. I know you have an agency that you're a part of now. You're still training for football. How do you balance all of that?
Compartmentalizing. I mean, my mornings usually dedicated to my craft, and then everything else is usually to the NIL world.
So the football stuff's in the morning.
Exactly. I try to hurry up and get it out of the way, because the NIL world, it catches fire with meeting with different players, recruiting different players, and then trying to get to the foundation and starting point of. We launched here in less than 3 weeks, so a lot, but it's what I've signed up for, and it's all for the betterment of the student athletes.
So April is when you're hoping to launch everything.
Our goal is April 1, yes.
And you mentioned that you're trying to get it out of the way in the morning. How many hours would you say you're spending on NIL stuff right now?
I would say Jesus, I think with 10 talents my age, I think we're spending a solid, 6 to 8 hours a day, even though it's not our full-time jobs. My partners have full-time jobs. And I think with the foundation, just more so right now is more communicating via email and text and just some Zoom calls and things like that to try to brainstorm some different ideas, how we can make this thing bigger and better. But I think when we launch, I can envision north of 30 to 35 hours a week.
Cardale, how did the receivers that you played with at Ohio State compare to guys like Garrett and Chris?
I don't know, man. They're so different. I played with some great guys, Devin, Mike, Jalen, Dontre, Curtis Samuel, Noah Brown, all these great guys. But these guys, they just get ready for the NFL now. Garrett, Chris, and then the guys they still have in this room. I think, it's hard. It's like pick your poison. Pick your poison. Can't go wrong with any set of group of these guys the last couple of years.
What do you see in Chris and Garrett's skill set out there today?
Just versatile. Me personally, from outside looking in, I looked at Chris as a deep ball threat, and some of the routes that he ran today wasn't all deep, and he looked extremely natural to me. And then we already know Wilson's more of a receiver that's going to do anything you need him to do, and I think Chris proved that today as well.
And you're